How's it hanging, Northwest? I'm Mike Owens.
And I'm Evan Bowers.
And welcome back to another edition of
Cougar Roundup. Man, I sure do miss the theater.
You know it's still going on, right? Do you want to learn more about it?
Of course I do.
In the most recent theater production, Bad Auditions on Camera, Layla Harris and Grace Allen were directing their first show. Let's talk to them about their show.
I am so thankful for this show this year. It's really taught me a lot. I've had so many amazing people do great things for this show. It's really remarkable. Like, I can't believe how far we got. I never thought in my freshman year in February when Layla said, "Hey, do you want to direct a show with me?" It was supposed to be a joke. I didn't think in my sophomore year in October I would be like, "Oh yeah, I just directed a show." And because there have been so many schools that can't do theater this year because people aren't willing to do it online. Except we've had such an amazing cast and crew that we never had to worry about that.
Grace and I truly couldn't do this without our crew and our actors that we got, and she's probably one of the best people I could have chosen to work with, to be honest. But yeah, I'm very thankful for everyone that did support us through this, and especially through having to go from in person to just completely online. Like, we were very concerned when that happened and when we had to choose a different show.
That was a crazy election. I can't wait to vote.
We had students at Northwest this year that could vote. Let's hear what they have to say.
So this is my first time voting. I was really excited about it because I've never done it before. Although I would have rather gone in and casted my vote in person than in mail-in because of all the rumors that the mail-in ballots were getting. And, it's the experience. And you get a sticker. So.
On the day I turned 18, I went to the mall. It was where American Girl doll was.
I feel like as a citizen, you need to vote because it affects everybody else and your vote matters.
Just for a change, a better change.
Well, when I was voting, I didn't think I would have to vote for 20 people. I thought it was just going to be the president and the governor and a few other people. And that's why it was hard to vote because I didn't know anything about the other people.
Like making sure I was registered. Like, they kept asking me questions and I was like, I don't know. Because I didn't go with my parents. I went with my sister.
Honestly, after I voted, I felt pretty good about my decision.
I'm so hungry.
You know there's a class at Northwest for that. Let's take a look at the foods class.
How important it is for everybody to know how to do the things you learn in FACS classes. If you can feed yourself and manage your money and know how to get a job, you're gonna be okay. And those are the kinds of things we teach in FACS classes, like how to feed yourself and how to be a decent person, basically. How to get a job, how to keep a job. I know people that are great at getting jobs. They're great at it. Terrible at keeping them. They've gone through no joke 20 jobs. And they last 6 months or a year. And they're getting fired because they can't keep it. You get to eat, which is who doesn't love to eat? And you get to learn how to make different things. We make omelets and cookies and pizza and muffins, stuff that you could pretty reasonably make on your own anytime. So I think that's what makes it fun and interesting. And you get to eat and you get to stand up and move around, and you're working in groups, and usually you have friends in the class. You can talk to people, and I'm not interactive. A lot of classes are interactive. It's just a little more it's hands-on and interactive. It just requires I think it makes you use a different part of your brain. Well, I love teaching foods, and I like teaching about eggs, which is funny because I don't like eggs very much. I just think they're so interesting. They're a superfood, and they're so good for you, and they're so cheap, and they're so versatile. And they range in sizes. The biggest is called jumbo, and the smallest is called peewee. So those are hen eggs. So I just think eggs are pretty interesting. At home, I can kind of see what they're doing, but not really. And I don't know if they're like washing their hands. I mean, I'm sure they are, but it's way better in person because I can actually see. Like today, someone was about to put something in the oven and it was totally wrong. And I was like, "Stop! You need to fix that." So it's definitely preferable to have them in person.
It would sure be neat to speak a second language.
Well, lucky for you, here's some information on foreign language classes.
Est-ce que tu as entendu la prononciation? Moi, je n'ai pas remarqué la prononciation. Mais bon, on dirait.
I think online learning has made it a little more challenging. I just don't think that we're able to get as much content, and the students aren't able to hear as much of the language.
For me, I have a great deal of practice in having to self-study a language and work on it primarily by myself. So while it's in French at least, it's been an adjustment. I think it's been okay and an adjustment that I personally have been able to adapt to.
Je sais pas comment il s'appelait, mais il a dit.
For French, I believe the most difficult part of online learning is not having that same sort of discussion feel that you would have in the classroom.
It's quite different. When we were, fully remote, doing all of our lessons on WebEx, it was harder for me to be able to tell if anybody was able to understand what I was saying.
J'ai posté une activité qui s'appelle les réactions à l'élection américaine.
I love foreign language generally, and it's something that I consider myself to be passionate about. And for me, it's very important that I continue to work on the foreign languages, particularly this one, since it's the one that I get graded in.
For sure, it's easier to teach in person. I like to have fun in class. I like to have, I like to play games. You can't really do as many games. That's a big aspect of my class, is playing games, having fun while learning French at the same time.
Je pense qu'il a dit que quelqu'un a déjà, un juge a déjà.
It's never too late to start. I started learning when I was 14, so I love having juniors and seniors, even in like French 1 and 2.
You absolutely should do it. It will enrich your life in ways that you haven't even comprehended yet.
Sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm a junior. Like I'm not going to take a language. I'm a junior." That's for like 7th graders or freshmen. You got to start when you're younger. That's not true. You can start at whatever age.
Big win for the Cougars on Friday.
It sure was. Let's look at some of the highlights from the game.
Well, that's all we got for you this week.
Thank you, Northwest, and have a great week.